Hello, everyone. I'm here to talk some more about utilities and state law that's coming down. It's very important right now. Many of you are aware that the Indiana legislature is currently meeting. So downtown Indianapolis, our representatives for the state of Indiana and our senators are currently meeting, and they're discussing and reviewing all different kinds of new state laws that are possible. A really important one that we're quite proud of and have been working hard on is called HB 1347, House Bill 1347. There's a link on the video that you can read the entire ordinance and learn about it in detail. But the key part of this is who is responsible for utility bills. And as you know, many of you have seen us over the summer dealing with the town of Bargersville, and there's now at least 13 or 14 other towns in the state that we're aware of who have all passed municipal ordinances that put the responsibility for utilities on the landlord, not on the tenant, even though the tenant is the one using those. All these different towns have been putting that responsibility on the owner of the property and saying tenants are not legally responsible, which is crazy, of course. The landlord has no control over that and can't cut them off. They have no idea what is being used, what's being paid for, and of course it's completely irresponsible to put an owner of a property as liable for that when it's not part of the normal rent procedure. So after our fight down in Bargersville, we were engaged by the Indiana State Real Estate Investors Association as lobbyists, and we are registered lobbyists for that group with Indiana. And we've been working with Senator, or Representative rather, Woody Burton, who's in District 58, which is kind of south side, and in fact includes Bargersville. And so we worked with Woody Burton's office to draft a new law, and that's it, HB 1347. It's before the state right now, and we're following it, and we're trying to get it passed. It's in committee right now, and we need your support, really. If you don't want to be stuck with your tenants' utility bills, you need to get your senators and representatives to vote for this bill. So follow the link, read it, and the gist of it is very simple. If you are an owner of a building, you are not liable for your tenants' utility bills. Very simple. So that's the number one thing. The tenant is the one who pays for it. The number two thing that's in there is that liens, or that there's no lien if a utility has a bill against a property for the tenant. So a lot of these cities and municipalities were putting liens on properties, kind of like a mechanic's lien, which clouds title, prevents you from selling your property, prevents you from refinancing it, and creates all kind of problems that are just, ridiculous. So the law specifically says this is not a lien, so you don't have to worry about your mortgage going into foreclosure because there's a lien that's been imposed against your property incorrectly. So number one, tenant pays for their own utilities as it ought to be. Number two, there's no lien for these utility services that can be put on your property. Very important parts. If you're an apartment owner, you've got like a single metering or separate metering and all that. The bill even covers you. So if you are normally collecting utilities as part of your metering of the building, you're going to continue doing exactly what you're doing. And there's a lot of support for this bill in the real estate community. So when we met with Woody Burton and his staff, his legislative assistant, to draft this, we also met with the bankers' lawyers. We also met with BAGI, the Builders Association of Greater Indianapolis. They were in support of this bill. We also met with the Apartment Owners Association and their lobbyists. We also met with MIBOR, Metropolitan Indiana Board of Realtors, and their lobbyists. All of us sat around the table and made certain that we covered everybody's interest and that this bill was airtight in that capacity so that we're all uniform in what we're doing. So keep an eye on this bill. Expect us to send you a call to action so that you can follow the bill, maybe even come down to the State House when it's being heard in committee and learn what's going on. But we're really proud of this bill and hope that you'll follow it and keep on top of it and contact your legislator, your representative, or your senator. At the very least, give Woody Burton a thumbs up for doing a great job and leading this bill for us. Thank you very much.